Hey folks, welcome out today. Our video is going to be a little different. We're going to be going over the estimate that we got from Gruene Harley Davidson on the Jade Shadow 131 build. Now, most of this is going to be showing you rather than appearing on screen myself. So it's a little different from what I'm used to, but let's see if we can't do this. Okay, let's get into what we got from Gruene dealing with our build. So the first thing I got, and please excuse the background noise, it's unescapable at this point, but this is a letter that I received from Michael Ray accompanying the estimate. Thanks for your time earlier to catch up over the phone. Attached is the estimate for your 131 build and everything we talked about. You'll be wanting to ride this thing daily and have the best performance without any reliability issues. We're going to stay with the pistons that come with the 131. After consulting with a few other engine builders, we all agree to not go that route. The compression ratio for this motor is more than enough, and adding any additional compression would open up a whole nother can of worms. We're going to utilize as many Screaming Eagle components as we can to help keep us in line with the warranty as well. That includes using their clutch, cam plate, oil pump, and head bolts. For the breather system, which is the breather on the transmission, we're going to use the Trask transmission cover. It is the best option for performance and usability. It's a very clean setup that doesn't require additional hoses to be run anywhere, so you'll really like that setup. We got you set up with a high output 2-in-1 from Bassani. It should really complement that cam and air cleaner we're installing, and we'll get some great power out of this system. For star performance items, their cam and compensator are a must for this build. I made sure to add the Hogworks saddlebag kit to this estimate as well. Take a look and gather some questions and give me a holler. Michael Ray. Okay, so let's get into this. As you can see, I know your eye goes right to the bottom for a total of 11,219. And we were trying to stay in that 6 to 8 range. But the only reason it is so high is they have included in here estimates or prices for things that aren't going to be part of the main build. So like the saddlebags and the exhaust I was thinking about going to, they just wanted to paint a whole picture. So first thing on here is the guide lifters for the 17 to 19 M8. That's actually all the way through current M8. And this is what they look like from S&S. Now, why are we going to go with these? Well, factory tappet guides, which are these guide lifters, are constructed of plastic and at risk for allowing the tappets to twist under heavy stress. S&S tappet covers, however, are machine grade ionized aluminum, billet aluminum. It's extremely strong. Next, we're going to have the SE head bolts, which are these guys in black from Screaming Eagle. The reason for this is that these head bolts were specifically designed for big displacement and high compression racing applications, and they're a great upgrade straight from the factory. They have a, let's see here, premium 8740 chromium steel bolts provide a 23% increase in the ultimate strength and 23% increase in yield strength compared to original equipment. The M8 trans cover, vented top cover, is this guy here from Trask. This vented trans cover fixes the excessive crankcase breather pressure issue on the Harley M8 engines. It, again, is machined billet aluminum. You don't have to worry about the hose on the dipstick when checking the oil. It's used by the Trask Performance King of the Baggers race bike. This is going to definitely improve the breathing and eliminate all the oil coming off the head breathers. This is going to be our exhaust here. I will more than likely do this as a separate item myself. And it is the Bassani Road Rage. There's a picture of it on a blue bike. And it's designed for engines putting out 140 horsepower or more. This thing is going to be awesome once I get this on the bike. Now the breather kit that we talked about, I'm going to change it out yet again to this guy here, which I had on my Fat Bob. I loved it. And from what they told us in the last video, there's a huge difference in performance. It's at speeds over 60 miles an hour, it captures air from the front, forcing the air through the small area to create a ram air effect. This is, I was very happy with the other one. The only concern I had was about how my leg was pushed on by it on the Fat Bob. But looking at similar ones on the touring models, like the Road King that we're going to do here, I don't expect that that's going to be an issue any longer. Then we're going to have to upgrade the clutch springs. Now, these guys here are high capacity clutch springs. They're designed to match with the high capacity clutch plate kit, which I found out I am not going to have to put on the Road King, because the Road King Special comes with that in from 2020 and above automatically. This is going to be the Screaming Eagle upgraded pump and clutch plate, oil pump and clutch plate, that will give us a little bit more tolerance than going with the fueling or the S&S, but still give us a really solid upgrade in performance and reliability. This is the information on it. Of course, we're going to have the transmission fluid, we're going to have the oil filter in black. This guy right here is going to be the actual base 131 kit, which includes all this good stuff. Now, there's, as you know, there's stuff in here that we won't be using. No, we're not going to use the cam, we're not going to use the exhaust header, but this is everything that comes in the kit. Without all the other stuff that we're delivering, or that we're putting on the bike, if it were just this kit, it's designed to give you 131 pounds of torque and 121 horsepower at the wheel, the rear wheel, as opposed to numbers coming off the engine. And that's a big thing. Whenever you're doing modifications on bikes or cars, or even buying a new bike, some companies, you have to realize, give you the horsepower of the engine, and some companies give you the horsepower after all the power loss as it gets to the ground, and give you rear wheel numbers. So just always know when you're looking at comparing two things, if you're talking about the same number. Hogwarts bags. Okay, so let's take a look at these. The reason that this is going to become important is because I'm going from a dual exhaust to a single side exhaust. So we want to extend that left saddlebag down and not have a hole there. Let's see here. Pre-drilled. It's ready to plug and play. It's set up to match the Harley. Very good quality. I've been happy with everything I've gotten from Hogwarts so far. Now we get into the cam, the actual cam, which is the 3/4 cam. This is the best selling race cam that they have over at Star Performance. It's going to give you a 0.585 lift. Intake closes at 42. You have to use high performance springs, of course. This is designed for the 124 through 133 kits. This is a really, really solid cam that a lot of professionals are running.
This one I'm going to talk to you about, this 3/4 race cam. This is the cam that we use in our Thrasher kits. Award-winning, race-winning, smile-inducing Thrasher kits. Thrasher 2 and 3 uses this cam. These right here are good for a lot of power, all the way up. They have 585 lift. It has a 232 duration on the intake, a 254 duration on the exhaust, and we trap the intake mixture by closing this valve, intake valve, at 42 degrees after bottom, so we make good mid-range and top-end power. This camshaft is really cool. It is good for 2,500 to 6,500 RPM, and it's been ground just for us. This is our Thrasher cam. We put in the Thrasher 2s and the Thrasher 3s. This engine right, this camshaft needs good springs. We sell them. Screaming Eagle springs will work, but this is the one we've been looking for. It has that traditional Harley sound to it and big power in the mid-range on top. Stay tuned.
The next item, which is going to be the compensator, which is this guy right here, and it's made from EN36. It's a shock absorber, for lack of a better term, for your flywheel assembly. And let's take a look at this video.
This is an EN36 tungsten type material that is used to make billet crankshafts. It's very hard and it's very tough, and we expect this to eliminate all of the compensator breakage on the Milwaukee 8s. This is some really, really good stuff, and if you go to any Harley shop and ask them if they've seen the Milwaukee 8 compensators break, this will eliminate that problem. And if you have high performance parts, you need this in your Milwaukee 8.
Tuner looks like this. It's the Dyno jet. And then we're getting into labor. So we have the labor for the build and the labor for the tune itself. Here's our totals. So line item, labor cost, the taxes are going to be pretty substantial. So we're going to be out the door with everything at $12,290 and 20 cents. So join us for this build. We're going to take it a step at a time and have a lot of fun with it. And I am excited to have you along for the journey. Have a great one. We'll see you on the next video.